Hello family, we love having you here as always. Before we get started with this intriguing story, we would love for you to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you would get notified immediately we drop new stories. As we are dedicated to you, our family, we have pledged to keep bringing you new stories daily. Now enjoy. Obinna's gaze hardened as he looked between Evelyn and Amarachi. Whatever you have to say, Evelyn, you can say it here. Evelyn's lips curled in amusement. Are you sure about that? She glanced at Amarachi. Because once I say this, there's no taking it back. Amarachi swallowed, but she didn't look away. She refused to let Evelyn intimidate her. Obinna crossed his arms. Go ahead. Evelyn stepped forward, lowering her voice. Do you know who she really is, Obinna? This girl isn't just some struggling young woman trying to survive. She's a fraud. She's playing the innocent act, but in reality, she's been deceiving you from the start. Amarachi's eyes widened. That's a lie. I have never lied about who I am. Evelyn smirked. Oh really? Then why did I find out that her so-called brother has been asking around about money? And let's not forget the little secret she's been keeping from you. Obinna frowned. What are you talking about? Evelyn pulled out her phone and showed him a photo. Amarachi leaned forward and gasped. It was a picture of Ifini talking to a well-dressed man outside their small house. The man looked wealthy, and the way Ifini stood close to him made it look like a business deal. Obinna's face darkened. Who is that? Amarachi shook her head. I don't know. I swear, I have no idea who that man is. Evelyn folded her arms. Oh, but I do. He's a loan shark. And guess who's been trying to negotiate a deal? Your dear Amarachi's brother. Amarachi's heart pounded. Ifini had never mentioned anything about loans. Could Evelyn be twisting the truth? Obinna studied Amarachi carefully. Is this true? Tears burned Amarachi's eyes, but she lifted her chin. I don't know anything about this, but I will find out. Please, Obinna, you have to believe me. Evelyn chuckled. Believe you? Let's see if you can explain yourself when the truth comes out. Amarachi clenched her fists. She needed to get to the bottom of this, and fast. Amarachi wasted no time. The moment she left Obinna's house, she rushed home, her heart hammering. Ifini was sitting outside, deep in thought. He looked up as she approached. Amarachi, what's wrong? He asked, standing up. She held out her phone, showing him the picture Evelyn had revealed. Who is this man, Ifini? And why were you talking to him? Ifini's eyes widened, then his expression darkened. Where did you get this? Answer me. Is he a loan shark? Amarachi demanded. Ifini sighed and ran a hand through his hair. Amarachi, listen. No. Just tell me the truth. Did you borrow money? He hesitated, then finally nodded. I didn't have a choice. I needed to help Mama with her hospital bills. You were working so hard already, and I didn't want to put more pressure on you. Amarachi felt her knees weaken. Ifini, do you know what you've done? This could ruin everything. Evelyn is using this against me. She's telling Obinna that I'm a fraud. Ifini's face hardened. That woman is evil. She's just trying to destroy you. But she has proof. Amarachi cried. Obinna doesn't know what to believe now. Ifini took her hand. Then let's show him the full truth. I'll go with you and explain everything. I borrowed the money to help our family. That's not a crime. Amarachi exhaled, unsure if Obinna would see it that way. I just hope it's not too late. Deep down, she feared Evelyn had already poisoned his mind beyond repair. Amarachi didn't sleep that night. She kept thinking about what Ifini had said. Would Obinna even listen? Would he believe them? By morning, she decided. She wasn't going to let Evelyn win. She dressed quickly and grabbed Ifini's hand. Let's go. We need to fix this. They arrived at Obinna's office, and the receptionist gave them a wary look. Mr. Obinna isn't taking visitors today. Amarachi straightened her shoulders. Tell him it's Amarachi. It's urgent. The woman hesitated, then picked up the phone. After a moment, she nodded. You can go in. Obinna sat behind his desk, arms crossed, face unreadable. Evelyn was there too, smirking. What do you want, Amarachi? Obinna's voice was cold. More lies. I've never lied to you, she shot back, her voice shaking. Ifini will explain everything. Ifini stepped forward. Yes, I borrowed money, but it was to save our mother's life. Amarachi didn't even know about it. She has nothing to do with this. Obinna looked at him, then at Amarachi. Something flickered in his eyes, but Evelyn scoffed. Oh, please, Evelyn sneered. A likely story. You really expect Obinna to believe this? Amarachi is just like the rest. A gold digger. A manipulator. Amarachi's chest tightened. Obinna, you know me. Have I ever given you a reason to doubt my character? He exhaled sharply, rubbing his forehead. I don't know what to think anymore. Amarachi's heart sank. Was she already losing him? Amarachi felt her chest tighten. She had poured her heart into defending herself, yet Obinna still hesitated. Ifini clenched his fists, stepping closer. Obinna, I swear on my mother's grave, everything I've said is true. Evelyn set Amarachi up. She's been scheming from the start. Evelyn laughed, crossing her arms. How convenient. So now I'm the villain? Please, Obinna, don't let these people fool you. I've been by your side from the beginning. Amarachi only came into your life recently. Who do you really trust? Obinna looked between them. His jaw tightened. Enough. I need time to think. Amarachi's heart dropped. Time? Obinna, we don't have time. Every second you doubt me, Evelyn wins. And every second you stand here accusing her without proof, you sound desperate, Evelyn cut in. Face it, Amarachi. You lost. Tears burned in Amarachi's eyes. Ifini, let's go. There's no point begging a man who refuses to see the truth. She turned sharply, storming out of the office. Ifini followed behind, casting one last glare at Obinna. One day, you'll regret this. As they stepped outside, Amarachi wiped her face. I won't cry for him. He made his choice. Ifini sighed. What now? She inhaled deeply, determination flashing in her eyes. We expose Evelyn. With or without Obinna. Ifini paced outside the building while Amarachi leaned against the wall, her mind racing. How do we expose her? Ifini asked. Evelyn is too careful. Amarachi's jaw clenched. There has to be something. A crack in her story, a lie she forgot to cover up. Ifini suddenly snapped his fingers. Wait. The money. I still have the receipts from the loan I took. If we compare the dates, it'll prove you had nothing to do with it. Hope flickered in Amarachi's chest. That's a start, but we need more. We need to prove Evelyn has been scheming all along. Just then, Ifini's phone rang. He glanced at the screen. It's Chaka. He used to work in Evelyn's company. Maybe he knows something. Amarachi's eyes widened. Put it on speaker. Ifini answered. Chaka, we need your help. Do you have anything on Evelyn? We need proof that she's been manipulating Obinna. There was a pause before Chaka sighed. I don't know everything, but I do know one thing: Evelyn wasn't always rich. She used to be drowning in debt before she met Obinna. Then suddenly, her problems disappeared overnight. Amarachi exchanged a look with Ifini. That means she must have done something shady to get close to Obinna. If we dig deeper, we might find out what. Chaka hesitated. I might have some old files from when I worked with her. If she faked anything, it'll be in there. I'll send them to you. Amarachi gripped Ifini's arm. This could be it. This could be what we need to bring her down. Amarachi's fingers trembled as she waited for Chaka's email. Every second felt like an eternity. Ifini sat beside her, his knee bouncing anxiously. A notification popped up on the screen. It's here. Amarachi clicked on it immediately. Chaka had sent multiple documents. Amarachi and Ifini scrolled through them, scanning for anything suspicious. Then, they saw it. Look at this, Ifini said, pointing at a bank statement. Evelyn received a huge deposit a few months before she met Obinna. But from who? Amarachi's eyes narrowed. Check the sender's details. They traced the payment back to a company, one that had been involved in fraud cases before. Amarachi gasped. This company was shut down 2 years ago. If Evelyn got money from them, she must have been part of their scheme. Ifini exhaled. That means she's not just after Obinna's wealth, she's been playing this game for a long time. A realization hit Amarachi. We need to show this to Obinna. But how do we get him to believe us? Ifini clenched his jaw. We don't just tell him, we show him. We gather more evidence and make sure there's no way Evelyn can talk her way out of this. Amarachi nodded. Then we need to move fast. Before she realizes we're onto her. The weight of their discovery settled heavily on Amarachi's chest. The truth about Evelyn was more dangerous than she had imagined. If this company had been shut down for fraud, then Evelyn had deep connections to criminals. Ifini stood and began pacing. We can't just walk up to Obinna and tell him this. He won't believe us without solid proof. Evelyn has been manipulating him for too long. Amarachi rubbed her temples. Then we get more evidence. We need to find out exactly what Evelyn was involved in. Maybe Chaka can dig deeper. Ifini nodded. I'll call him now. As he dialed Chaka's number, Amarachi's mind raced. If Evelyn had been receiving money from fraudulent sources, then she must have left a trail. But how far did her deception go? Chaka answered almost immediately. I was expecting your call, he said. I found something else. Evelyn isn't just connected to that company, she used to work for them under a different name. I found an old employee record. Amarachi's eyes widened. She changed her identity? Yes, Chaka confirmed. And it gets worse. She was listed as a senior financial operator. She wasn't just an employee, she was one of the masterminds. Ifini let out a low whistle. That means she's been planning this for years. Exactly, Chaka said. And I don't think she's working alone. If she pulled this off once, she could do it again. She's dangerous. Amarachi's stomach churned. We need to get to Obinna before it's too late. But how do we do that without Evelyn finding out? Ifini exchanged a glance with her. We need a plan. And we need it now. Amarachi clenched her fists. Time was running out, and if they didn't act fast, Evelyn would get away with everything. Ifini spoke first. We can't go to Obinna empty-handed. He might already suspect something, but Evelyn has her claws too deep in him. We need undeniable proof. Cheka's voice came through the phone. I can access more of her financial records. If she's still funneling money, we'll find out where. Amarachi nodded. Do it. But be careful, Evelyn isn't just a fraudster. If she finds out we're onto her, she won't hesitate to act. Ifini's jaw tightened. We need to keep Obinna safe too. If she realizes he knows the truth, she might try to hurt him. Chika sighed. Then we have to be smart. Give me a few hours, I'll call back when I have something solid. After hanging up, Amarachi paced the room. What if we warn Obinna indirectly? Get him to look into Evelyn without telling him everything. That way, he starts seeing the truth for himself. Ifini considered this. That could work. If we feed him small pieces of information, he'll start doubting her. But we have to be careful how we do it. They agreed on a plan. Ifini would arrange a casual meeting with Obinna and subtly mention Evelyn's past, while Amarachi would continue digging for more proof. But deep down, she knew this was only the beginning. Evelyn wouldn't go down without a fight. And the closer they got to the truth, the more dangerous things would become. The next morning, Amarachi waited outside Obinna's office. Ifini had sent a message saying the meeting was set. She took a deep breath as the door opened, and Obina's assistant led her inside. Obina sat behind his desk, looking tired. "Amarachi, I wasn't expecting you." She smiled softly. "I won't take much of your time. I just wanted to check on you. How have you been?" He sighed. "Exhausted. So much has been happening. Evelyn has been handling a lot, but something feels off." Amarachi hesitated. "Off how?" Obina leaned back. "I can't explain it. Just small things. Money missing from accounts, deals that don't add up. Evelyn always has an explanation, but your instincts are telling you something is wrong," she finished. He nodded slowly. "Yes." She chose her words carefully. "Have you ever considered looking deeper? Checking things for yourself instead of relying on her answers?" Obina's eyes narrowed. "Do you know something?" Amarachi shook her head. "I just think you should trust your instincts. Sometimes, the people closest to us aren't who we think they are." Obina was silent, then he exhaled. "I'll take a closer look. But if what you're implying is true, I don't know what I'll do." Amarachi placed a reassuring hand on his. "You're stronger than you think. Just don't ignore the signs." As she left, her heart pounded. The seed of doubt had been planted. Now, she could only hope Obina would follow it to the truth. Obina sat in his office long after Amarachi left, her words replaying in his mind. He had trusted Evelyn with everything, but the feeling that something was wrong refused to leave him. He picked up his phone and dialed Ifini. "Ifini, I need you to quietly go through the company's financial records. Look for any inconsistencies, any missing funds. Don't let Evelyn find out." Ifini hesitated. "Sir, are you sure?" Obina's jaw tightened. "I wouldn't ask if I wasn't. Just do it." Later that evening, Amarachi was at home when she heard a knock on the door. She opened it to find Ifini, his expression tense. "We need to talk. I found something." She let him in quickly. "What did you find?" Ifini pulled out his laptop and showed her the documents. Obina was right to be suspicious. Large amounts of money have been moved to offshore accounts. The names on the transactions are fake, but with the patterns, I was able to trace them back. Amarachi leaned forward. "And?" Ifini's voice was low. "They all lead to Evelyn." Amarachi's breath caught. "She's been stealing from him this whole time." Ifini nodded. "And if Obina doesn't act fast, she might take everything." Amarachi's hands clenched into fists. "Then we can't let that happen." She grabbed her phone and called Obina. "We have proof. Meet us now." This was it. The truth was finally out. Obina sat across from Amarachi and Ifini in a private lounge at one of his hotels. His face was unreadable as Ifini laid out all the evidence. "She's been siphoning money for years," Ifini said, scrolling through his laptop screen. "She used fake accounts, shell companies. She was careful, but not careful enough." Obina's hands balled into fists. "And to think I trusted her with everything." Amarachi placed a hand on his arm. "Obina, we need to be strategic. If she realizes we're onto her, she might disappear before we can stop her." Obina took a deep breath, forcing himself to calm down. "What do you suggest?" Amarachi's eyes were sharp. "Let's set a trap. Make her believe she's won. If we play it right, she'll expose herself." Obina thought for a moment, then nodded. "All right. I'll pretend I don't suspect anything. I'll even sign over access to more accounts. Let's see how greedy she gets." Ifini smirked. "She won't be able to resist." Obina looked at them both. "And when she falls for it, we make sure she never steals from anyone again." The plan was set. Now, they just had to wait for Evelyn to make her move. Evelyn sat in her office, unaware that she was being watched. Obina had given her unrestricted access to the accounts, and she had wasted no time transferring large sums into a hidden offshore account. She smiled to herself. "Foolish man," she muttered, clicking the final authorization. Trusting me was his biggest mistake. Little did she know, Ifini was tracking every transaction in real time. Amarachi, sitting beside him in Obina's office, watched as the stolen money disappeared into Evelyn's account. She took the bait, Ifini whispered. Obina's jaw tightened. It's time. With a signal, security officers stormed Evelyn's office. She jumped to her feet, eyes wide. What's going on? She demanded. Obina stepped in, his face cold. You're under arrest, Evelyn. Every transaction has been tracked. Her mouth opened and closed as panic set in. No, this is a mistake. Ifini held up his laptop. Everything is right here. Your greed exposed you. Evelyn's legs gave out, and she slumped into her chair, realizing she had been caught. There was no escape this time. Evelyn's hands trembled as security officers cuffed her wrists. Obina, please, she pleaded. You have to believe me. I was set up. Obina crossed his arms, his face blank. Set up? By who? The computer. The transactions are all traced back to you. Your account. Your password. Tears welled in Evelyn's eyes, but Amarachi remained unmoved. You stole from the man who trusted you the most, she said. And you would have kept going if you weren't caught. Ifini handed Obina a folder. We also uncovered documents linking her to a fraudulent real estate scheme. She's been selling fake properties and laundering money. Obina shook his head in disbelief. You had everything, Evelyn. A good job. My trust. And you threw it all away. Evelyn's voice cracked. I was desperate. Obina cut her off. No, you were greedy. Take her away. As security dragged her out, Evelyn screamed, I'll destroy you for this. I swear. Obina exhaled deeply, running a hand through his hair. Amarachi touched his shoulder. She's gone. It's over. He looked at her and nodded slowly. Now, I can finally focus on what truly matters. Evelyn was gone, but the aftermath of her betrayal still lingered. Obina sat behind his desk, staring at the financial reports Ifini had compiled. The damage was extensive, but nothing that couldn't be repaired. She almost ruined everything, Amarachi said, shaking her head. If you hadn't caught her in time. Obina exhaled. She fooled me for so long. I should have seen the signs. Ifini leaned forward. What matters is that she's out of the picture. Now, we rebuild. Obina nodded. And we move forward. Amarachi hesitated before speaking. Obina, there's something else we need to talk about. He looked up at her. What is it? She glanced at Ifini, then back at him. Your heart. You've spent so much time protecting your business, but what about yourself? What about your happiness? Obina was silent. He hadn't allowed himself to think beyond his work for so long. But looking at Amarachi now, something shifted in him. Maybe it's time I start thinking about that, he admitted. Before it's too late. Obina stood at the window of his office, staring out at the city skyline. He had spent years building his empire, facing betrayal, loss, and heartbreak. But for the first time in a long while, he felt at peace. Amarachi entered, her eyes searching his face. You called for me. He turned, offering her a small smile. Yes. I wanted to thank you. For standing by me. For believing in me, even when I didn't believe in myself. She chuckled. Obina, you act like I did something extraordinary. You're a good man. You just needed to see it for yourself. He stepped closer, his gaze soft. I see it now. And I see you, Amarachi. She blinked, her breath hitching. Obina. Before she could say more, he took her hands in his. I've been afraid of letting people in. Afraid of being hurt again. But I don't want to live in fear anymore. Amarachi's eyes glistened. What are you saying? He smiled. I'm saying I want to build a future with you. If you'll have me. Tears slipped down her cheeks, but her smile was brighter than the city lights behind him. There's nothing I want more. As they stood together, the weight of the past finally lifting, Obinna knew that this was just the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with love, trust, and endless possibilities. Hello family, kindly tell us where you are watching from and the time your watch says right now in the comment section. We would love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification. New series are coming very soon. Subscribe. Feel free to support us by joining Zara Premium. Also feel free to give us your feedback in the comment section. This helps us improve. You can support us directly by gifting us super thanks. You can find the thanks option below the video, next to the thumbs up, dislike, and share buttons. Super thanks is a feature here on YouTube that allows you to show extra gratitude to us by purchasing a special animation and a distinct, colorful, and customizable comment in the comment section.